Right now I'm going on a callback. We did a spring change there a few days ago. She said it's making a noise. I told her she may need an opener, so let's see what's going on here. I'll get back to you when I'm in the garage. Okay, let's see. Let me hear it. It makes a noise, she said? Okay, yeah, go ahead and show me what it's doing.
Okay.
Look pretty good there.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's fine there. It's going up. Here we go.
Okay. Hang on, go ahead and go down again. Go back down. The top of the door is hitting that drum. Okay, go ahead and open it all the way, okay. And then let me get up there.
So what's going on?
Well, it's nothing I did. It's a the top of the door when whoever hung the track. The splice here should have been a little higher. Yeah, so where the top fixture, where they put the top fixture on, there's more door hanging over. So when it goes up, it hits the drum. It might not have done it before because when you change springs and the door's lighter, the door wants to go up easier. So it might be hitting it now. Before it might have been heavier, so it was lifting it and there's no room for it to vibrate.
Got it.
So the drum up here, that drum up in there, the top of the door goes up and hits it. But that's all where it was when I got here. I didn't touch any of that.
Yeah.
But the only thing is sometimes when, like right now, the door goes up easy, so it might not have to push it hard. So the only thing I can really do on that is I can adjust the top, this top fixture here, so it sits away a little from the door, so it'll miss the drum.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. It doesn't do it going down, only going up, but it's pulling the panel up. So it's right here. This part right here hits right against here.
I see.
So, but I didn't touch these. So I could just loosen the top fixture and let it sit in a little bit.
Okay.
That way it misses the...
Let me get a light on for you here.
Okay, try it now.
Okay.
Go ahead. Okay, go down. Actually not even touching, but let me go to the other one. I'm gonna stop. Might be in the opener. I have a feeling it is because it's not in the door. It's not even near the drum actually. I thought it was hitting it, but the door goes up smooth.
Yeah.
It doesn't hit it. See right there? It doesn't hit it. But what it could be, if you look at the teeth on this belt, how long did you guys use it with a broken spring? You know?
That's what you fixed?
Yeah, I changed these big springs on the top. You had one broken one. So the door was heavy. When one's broken, it's really heavy to lift.
Right.
So right now you can lift it because I changed them. But before with a broken spring, you probably couldn't lift it. It's probably
what we had to do. My buddy was over here, and we pushed it back in, and then physically connected it again.
To lift this door, the opener's lifting it for you. So with a broken spring, do you know how? Did you guys recognize there was a broken spring right away? Did you hear it break?
No.
So you just knew that the door wouldn't open.
That's all we knew.
So you might have been using this thing for a while, and on the inside of that motor, it has a nylon gear. It looks like plastic.
Okay.
And if there's too much weight, it'll chip those teeth either in there or this belt. If you come and look, I'll show you on the belt. I can show you out here because these are external. On this belt right here, these have teeth on them. I don't know if you can see them.
Okay.
So you might have a missing tooth or something on here. you might have, because of the weight of it, it might have grinded a tooth off.
I
So
see.
that jerk you hear, it's skipping over the tooth. So, but the door runs fine. I told her too, this arm isn't on right. Whoever put the opener in, this is, you probably had a Genie in here before. This is a Genie arm. It's not a Chamberlain arm or a LiftMaster. But this shouldn't be straight like this when it closes.
Okay.
Because it doesn't allow it to go all the way down. It's supposed to be at a 45 when it's closed. So that it's able to hit the ground and still push a little to lock it. But this isn't really good the way it is, but she said she didn't care if it was off the ground. So right now I told you to do it without the opener on it, but it doesn't have a load on it.
And so what happens if we leave it as is?
Well, it'll probably just get worse, and then another one will start chipping because it's hitting, and then eventually it won't go up. Eventually it'll stop being able to get by that one. And if it's the inside one,
I better get her to listen to this.
yeah, I got to be the bearer of bad news. But I thought it was right here because it looked like the top of the door was hitting the drum right here. So I loosened this and pulled it back a little, but then when I actually got up there, it's not even near it. So when this goes up, I thought that was hitting right there, and it was causing a little jerk.
Yeah.
So I loosened the adjustable part and pulled it in so it would clear it easier, but it didn't do it. So I got up there, and there's an inch between that. I mean, it's not even near it. So I wasn't thinking, but I was trying to determine when the spring broke with him, but you don't even know when it broke, right? Did you hear it break?
No, I don't know. No.
So it just stopped working. Yeah. Okay. So
working.
sometimes these openers will lift it for a year before they stop.
I see.
So what I think's going on here is because if you use it by hand, it's smooth. I mean, it doesn't have that jerk. So it's not really in the door. If you run it with the opener right now, not connected, it doesn't have a load on it, so there's no way of me checking. It's either going to be because maybe you're using it for so long, it chipped away at the gear. There's a nylon one that's more common on the inside that wears down. And when that wears down, it might have even broke one of the teeth off of it. And that's what turns, see there's one inside, there's a motor in there, and when the motor spins, it turns this nylon one, and then the nylon one has a stem that comes up and has a metal one that turns that belt one that has teeth on it. So this belt goes around the top part of that gear assembly. That gear on the inside though is made out of nylon. And I could show you one. I might have one on the truck, but for a chain drive. I tried to look on the belt because the belt here has teeth on it. You see these little teeth on here? These teeth sometimes you'll get like 2 or 3 of them missing, and it'll skip.
Yeah.
But more often it's the nylon one.
Okay.
Because that's right where the motor's turning. But these do it too. Not as often, but they do. But it's kind of hard to tell where they are if only one of them's off. There's so many of them. It's just missing a couple teeth or a tooth, and it's jerking over that to get back to the other teeth.
Right.
So, and that's probably from using it with a broken spring. It wore it down or it chipped it off. Because when it goes to lift it, it pulls on these teeth, on these little teeth right here.
Yeah.
That gear up there pulls on them. That's how it lifts your door.
So are you saying we need to replace that, or are we going to replace the belt?
Let me look at the belt, see if we can just change this rail, and then you can keep the motor.
Right.
But sometimes
that was fine when you replaced the spring.
Well, I did because it worked, but before I couldn't run it because you said it was humming. I didn't want to push it and have it screwed up more. So I said after I do the spring change, I'll run the opener. And then I said there was nothing wrong with the opener, but this is, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
So was it doing it when I left?
I don't think so.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I could show you the gear. I could take the cover off of that and show you the gear in there. It's probably that gear. I think it's the nylon one on the inside of the cover. Just by how it sounds more like a hard jerk. This is more rubbery. So, but it still will do that. It'll make that jerk if it's missing any teeth on here. I got to check our belt because they changed the distance between these. Before they used to be real wide. And I got to see the ones we have. If they look the same as these, then it'll work on the teeth up there.
Okay.
If they're too wide, then they won't line up.
Right. And if not, can you get...
I'll have to call and see. And for this model and stuff. Wait, when would this put in? Do you know how long ago? I'll tell you how old it is. 03. I don't know, because this doesn't normally happen. I'm gonna call and find out what we charge for it, because I still have to take this down because you don't have enough room for. I have to take the motor head off. I got to take the belt off because that belt's got to go around the new belt. It'll be a new belt on it, but I have to take all this stuff. There's a cap up here that comes off, and then you got to loosen the belt to get that belt off because it's tightened after it's on, and then you got to drop the motor that's bolted from the top, and then put the new rail on, and then put the motor back up to it. I might do it all on the ground and then just put it all back on.
Right.
No, I have a belt on my truck.
Okay.
That it's in the box, and I have to look at the teeth, make sure they haven't changed since then.
Okay.
And if it looks like they're the same, then I can change the rail only.
Right.
And if I do the other one, the only one we carry when people are calling to order, so we buy them in the pallets. And those ones you can use your iPhone, and they have the you don't never need light bulbs. Well, that one's the more expensive one, but if you don't want to spend that, we don't have to do that one. It's just the one I have on the truck, but it has that belt.
Right.
So I don't have to go get it.
Right.
All right, yeah, let me do that first. That way we know what we're talking about.
Yeah. You want me to open it?
Yeah, do go ahead. Well, actually, no, it's off of the thing, so. Okay, so this is what you get to do during the day. You can do this, go out and do some calls, make some good money. Where in the world can you do this? Take a chance, get your garage door training certificate online. You go to www.garagedoortrainingschool.com, get on our website. You can schedule a call with me. We can tell you more about it. If you don't want to know more about it, you want to get started right away, just sign right up. You will not be sorry. Trust me on that one. You'll have so much opportunity out there. Way more money than you're making now. Anything you're doing now is going to be secondary, and it won't even be a factor. If you're doing something now, you're not going to want to do that later. It's just too lucrative. It's too much money to compare to anything else. Why would you want to do the other thing? So anyway, I hope you guys have learned something here, and I hope to see you in the class. This business has always been good. I've done it for a long time. This is the most rewarding trade. It's the most lucrative. People are always calling. You can make fast money in this business. I'm trying to tell you guys how you make money. Go to www.garagedoortrainingschool.com. We teach you how to do this. And you could go out and do exactly what I just did on everybody who calls you. Simpler jobs than that exist. You get paid incredible money for what you do. You really don't do much. I'm offering this to you to teach you guys, next generation, or any generation for that, who wants to learn how to be a good garage door technician. And you would just have to apply it and make money. To work for someone, they're gonna make you do it anyway, right? They're gonna make you apply whatever they teach you, and then you're gonna make them money. So what's the difference? So you can learn it, go apply it, and you pocket all the cash instead of letting someone else get rich on you. I hope to see you guys in the class. You're not gonna get a training school like this. Anyway, there's a lot of traffic here. I don't like talking when I'm driving, so over and out.